Hey guys, well, 2 weeks is up, finally. So with 2 coats of linseed oil, the canoe had finally had the chance to completely dry. I didn't think it was going to take 2 weeks, but every couple of days I would come in and take a look at the hull, and I would see spots that kind of accumulated. I didn't wipe down as well. It was just a little bit thicker, accumulated on the top. So those spots, even those spots now have had the chance to completely dry. So next steps. So for this episode, to finish off the finishing part of the series, we'll be sanding with steel wool. The guy that I was kind of following for the finishing of the canoe had recommended triple lot, so triple grade steel wool. I have double. I think I have triple somewhere, but I can't find it right now. So double will do. So I'm just, this is just gonna kind of just give just scratch the surface of the oil just a little bit, give it a bit of texture, so that the next finish can latch onto it. So sand it down completely, just a light sanding, and then which is going to make a lot of little pieces of steel wool all over the place because we're rubbing against nails and all kinds of stuff. So I'll vacuum it up, then maybe give it a quick wiping down with a tack cloth, and then we're going to give it our first 2 coats of shellac, and maybe even a coat of varnish. Because the shellac, and I'll show you that after, but the shellac it dries within an hour, and so you can give it a second coat right away. And depending on how late that is, I might even be able to give it the first coat of varnish. I don't think so though. It's already about 8 o'clock at night. So okay, and I'm working tomorrow, so let's get started. Alright, so got that all cleaned up, vacuumed, tack cloth. Seems like a lot of work, but we only got one shot of this. So, next step, shellac. So this step is supposed to protect the oil and the varnish so they don't touch. And also shellac is the world's best sealer. So it's going to give a really nice, it's going to seal the wood really well. I'm going to pour this into just another receptacle. Cheers. I guess you guys want to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to do very light coats across, try to touch every area in one pass. I don't want to retouch anything because it just moves things around. This thing dries extremely fast. If you try to touch it up, you're just going to ruin it. So, let's see what we can do. Well, I've had a chance to put 2 coats of shellac down, and you can already see, let me pick you up there, you can already see very nice shine. This is actually very completely dry, but there's a very nice sheen on the entire surface now, and that shellac just completely sealed the pores and made everything very shiny. So now the next steps. Alright. So next steps is varnishing. So I'm going to flip this over, varnish the outside, at least 1 coat. I'll see how it looks once I put that coat on. And then, but right away, I'm gonna varnish the outside and then flip it over right away. And I don't care about it drying or rubbing or anything. Like I said, it's not visible, so I'll varnish the outside, flip it over, and then give it 1 coat of varnish on the inside. First thing I got to do though is I have to sand it down with some steel wool, clean that up again, and wipe it down with some with another tack cloth. And then we'll be ready to varnish. So here we go. Now you really don't want to sand too much. This is actually 4 I guess quadruple aught steel wool. So you really don't want to rub much because the shellac is very thin. It's a good protection, but it's very thin. So I just want to rub it a tiny bit just so that next layer of finish goes on nicely. It also smooths out any kind of little imperfections too, which again makes the top coat even nicer. So now we're at the stage for varnishing. So I thinned the varnish a bit with some mineral spirits, which in essence making that almost a wiping varnish, and that should help get a nice even finish with this kind of irregular shape. So I'm going to start by the underside like I said, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I did the first coat on the outside, and wow, the fumes are strong. I'm going to put my mask cap back on in a couple of seconds, but so I didn't let the underside, the outside dry because no matter how careful I wanted to be, there's surely some drops somewhere inside. So I don't want to let give the chance for those drops to dry off. So I flipped it over. So from now on, what's important, the tricky thing with varnish is not letting any, for me anyways, because I am by no means any kind of expert in finishing. I've just had the good fortune of being anal enough to, or attention to detail enough to just, you know, come out with usually a satisfying finish to me. So what I look out for when I'm varnishing is just to make sure that there's no large accumulations and no drips, because the drips, let's say on the underside of an edge, when that dries, it's going to be quite hard. You can sand it away, but then you're going to have a hard time kind of evening out the finish. So the best way to do is to keep a light amount of varnish on your brush, and yeah, just take it easy, take it slow, and try to get an even finish. So I'm going to put my mask back on. Alright, so first coat done. So I'll let this dry for 2 days, and then we'll lightly sand again with some steel wool, clean it up again with the tack cloth, and apply the final coat on the top. So see you in 2 days. Hey guys, well, it's been 2 days, so the first coat has been able to dry completely, and this thing is just looking amazing. The high gloss has given it a very, very smooth, very shiny finish. So the second coat should just accentuate even more, just bring out even more shine to it, and give it another layer of protection, and then we'll be done. So that'll be the end of the finishing. Pretty big step. The canoe is looking just amazing. Really happy about this until now. The many sanding steps. You know, like this is just a very nice, solid, extremely smooth surface. So it just gives it a very professional look. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't be happier with this, honestly. How it's come out until now. So another big step done. So that concludes the finishing. So the next step is the canvassing. So coming up, we'll be cradling the canoe in like hanging the canoe in the canvas cradle. And we'll see how that's done. and then we'll be tacking it on in the right order. I've yet to, I'm going to do a bit of research tonight and see exactly. I read up on it a bit when I was starting, but I gotta, get the details right. And so we'll be tacking it on, trimming it to size and all that great stuff. Then I will see how long the video is at that point. I might just post just the canvassing, which I probably will. And then the next part will be the filler, so the oil filler. I might or might not be treating the canvas prior to that with a sealer, but we'll see at that step. So once the canvassing's done and the filler's done, then we have the finishing of the canvas, which would be the paint and I guess the revarnishing on top of the paint. Anyway, we'll take it one step at a time, but that's what's coming. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys later.